Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs Show. Happy Saturday morning. I hope we're all okay. I hope we're all right. I hope the weekend is going to treat you as well as it possibly could do. Obviously, game day today. We play in, as I'm recording of this, we play in about 2 hours' time. So it's just before 10 a.m. UK time. Obviously, won't be doing a watch along for the game, but I will try and still watch it. It's a big game. Bayern Munich. It's the first... it's not a proper test, but it feels like a proper test for some of these guys, you know. We'll get to see, hopefully, some of those youngsters playing against some of the bigger boys, which I think it's always a good test. It's always a good definition, you know. But in this video, we're talking about Christian Romero's quotes that came out last night. We're going to be talking about Pedro Neto's quotes about potentially leaving Wolves. We were talking about that. Plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. Just want to say, if you're new and watching this, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. So let's jump in. Let's start with Christian Romero himself. And, on the links with other clubs is what I'm talking about. He says, I don't think about other clubs. I respect Tottenham a lot. They've always given me a lot of affection, so I like to play here at Spurs. Let's hope that this year we can win a title. It's my mission. Build the team around the fella. Just build the team around him. You've got, if you think about sort of in and around him in the defence, you've got, in my opinion, the best left back in the league. You've got a top 5 keeper. I think some people... I think Vicario is probably even top 3, but, I'll say top 5 to appease the masses. You've got Mickey van der Ven, who's a top centre-half. You've got, statistically, I know some people cry about Pedro Neto. He can't defend the high ball, which is a real lame excuse, but statistically proven, Pedro Neto was a top 3 right-back in the league last year. Now, staying fit is one of the big concerns around that defence, but then you bring in a Dragusian, Spence looks like he's developing. You hopefully get someone at the left back. If not, use the guys that are here for the time being. Obviously, Vicario stay fit, but we'll see what we have in the backup keepers. You're building a really great defensive nucleus. You then need to work on the rest of the team, in theory. I'm not as concerned about the defence as I am the attack. Because if the attack is more fluid, and I've always said this, and I do get bored of saying this, and you probably get bored of me saying it, we defensively be better with a better attack. And what I mean by that is if you have a fluid attack, you don't have to give away the ball for counter-attacks every other minute. You're not asking Basuma to cover 10 to 15 counter-attacks. You're asking him to cover 5 or 6, which he's more than capable of doing. We've seen it time and time again. And if you don't think he can do it, then you just don't watch Spurs games. If you're asking Mickey van der Ven to only chase back once or twice with his pace, great. If you're asking Romero and Porro or Udogie to make the odd block here and there because we're not having to give the ball away as much offensively, then defensively will be absolutely solid. When people say, we conceded this many goals last year, it's great because it fits their agenda. And then when you go, okay, so when we played with 4 fullbacks at the back or 3 fullbacks and a centre-half, are you taking those games out and only focusing on the games where we had centre-halves playing? And they go, oh, no, I'm not doing that. So, okay, cool. If it's your agenda, that's fine. Your agenda is ridiculous, but that's neither here nor there. Build the team around that guy. Simple as that. Actually, I do have a bit of a transfer story which has been actually rubbished. So it came out from Mike McGrath that Spurs were interested in Kabore to replace Emerson Romero, who's the right back who played at Luton last year. Paul O'Keefe said no, it's absolute false, and it wouldn't make any sense now, to be honest. The way Spence has developed, the way Ange's viewed Spence, it would make absolutely no sense to then go and buy a guy who did he wow you at Luton? Were you that impressed? Do you think he's any better, or at least a little bit better than Spence? I just keep what we got. He's not going to be a big enough upgrade for me to be worried about it. I'd rather focus on areas that need a lot more attention now. I think left back needs a lot more attention than right back. And I think left centre half needs a little bit more attention than right back. And that's just in the defence alone, let alone the rest of the team in midfield and the attack. So it's good that got absolutely rubbished. And to finish off a bit of Pedro Neto, he was talking, I believe it was at the kit launch, and he was asked a question about his future, and he said, staying at Wolves, I love this club. I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy to take this team to another level. And I think some people have looked into this a bit too deeply. And for me, what is he supposed to say? No, I want to go. I really like Spurs. No, I want to go. I really like Arsenal. I really like Liverpool. He's obviously not going to say that. I can tell you a prime example. Kyrie Irving, Boston Celtics point guard at the time. even at the Cleveland Cavaliers before he left them, I want to stay here for my career. Since then, he's played for the Brooklyn Nets, and now he's at the Dallas Mavericks. And in the summer of not this one, the one before, he wanted to go Los Angeles Lakers. So don't believe everything you hear when it comes to these sort of things. It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. There's nothing else he can say. He has to say that he's happy at Wolves and wants to stay here. He has to say that. Otherwise, he's going to be vilified. I still think there's legs to this. I still think Spurs will be pushing on this. I still think Spurs will push on Solanke. You know, the chat of, the deal's a bit expensive, they may go cheaper on a player. It's like, we spent 30 million this summer. You know, Troy Parrott was sold as well. You know, we moved off of Brian Hill and Ndombele. I know Ndombele obviously costs because it's you know, buying him out of his contract. But, you know, you've moved off of Perisic. You've got a few quid in for Dyer as well, but you moved off of Dyer's wages. You moved off of Lloris's low wages. You moved off of Tanganga and Sessegnon. You know, it all adds up over time. You still, you know, you're moving off of Højbjerg. You're going to be moving off potentially of Giovanni Celso, Reguilon. You know, there's so many players that you're moving off. The idea that Spurs, they're a bit cash strapped is absolute rubbish. If you don't want to spend money, that's a different side of things. But to say that we haven't got the money to spend on our main three players that are our main targets, let's say on average cost 50 million each, is rubbish. The money's there to spend. It's choosing to spend it. That's the difference. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, in the video, hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section down below your thoughts and feelings about Neto's quotes, about Romero's quotes, about, you know, Jed Spence definitely being the right back for next year. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, in the video, I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.